Greetings. What to eat? That's a huge thing with me. I'm very simple, and I've got basically 2 meals a day. This is a whole other discussion about the window, but I've got 2 meals a day, and when I'm on top of things or when I have a specific goal, I've got the window, and we'll talk about that some other time. But what do I eat? Well, for breakfast, whatever time of the day it is, sometimes I'm hungry, so earlier, before noon, or 10 o'clock, whenever. Sometimes I'm not hungry, and it's afternoon, as late as 3 p.m. I haven't eaten yet. I'll get my calories, but I'm not going to eat if I'm not hungry. You could have a debate about that, but that's my way, and I think my way is working pretty good. You compare me with somebody who disagrees with me, and who wins? There's the quality of the ideas, and that matters, but then there's also the quality of results. The guy who says, this is what you do, maybe he's doing it, but there's that results thing, the practice, the ability, the appearance. That's how you judge things in a pragmatic way. What time of the day I eat? In terms of circadian rhythms, it's a real thing. And if you've got a weight issue, you need to be much more regulated than I am. My body is trained to be natural. I can trust my appetite. If you are dysregulated, if you've got a serious weight issue, you can't trust your appetite. You've got to be more by the clock. That's another discussion. There's so many things are. So whenever it is that I eat first, my breakfast is going to be most likely a berry smoothie. And I've referenced this: easy, blueberry, blackberry, strawberry, raspberry, frozen, mixed together already. It's super easy. Supermarkets and various stores have it. Frozen is as good as fresh. It's not really fresh. If you just picked it, then it's fresh. If it's been shipped around, how is that fresh anymore? It's not rotten, but it's not fresh. So the frozen berries, a little bit of good protein, some good fat, some water. That's the simple version. It's one that I think people should start with, because you got to start with what's easy. So depending on how much it is and whether or not I'm hungry, I'll have half of it. Sip it. You don't gulp, it's a meal. So sip it, savor it, taste it, and then maybe an hour later, I'll have some more. Maybe I have the whole thing all at once, but it takes me half an hour to sip it and get it down. It's as long as a meal should take. The Europeans are correct in their leisurely attitude toward meals. They're correct. Americans with the fast food, what a foolish custom we have. It's understandable, it's just not wise. So that's breakfast. However long later, best practice by far is while the sun's still up. That's when you should be done eating. It's not our way. Okay, then do what your custom is. You get a little bit less good results, but you're still eating good stuff. So my evening meal, it's kind of my big meal. It's my calorie meal. I have a vegetable stew, and it's frozen vegetables, although you want to get some fresh in there to make up for the enzymes that have been killed by the cooking. Enzymes and probiotics. Now that's a little more complicated. You may not have to worry about that in the beginning. I have to address the issue. So frozen is fine. If you're going to cook it, it doesn't matter if it's frozen or not frozen, because you killed it anyway if you cook it. So a stew, and it is a hearty stew. Frozen is easy because you can get them pre-mixed. You can get 3 different colors of cauliflower: purple and green cauliflower and white cauliflower. Broccoli makes up the bulk. It's a superior nutrition. But mixed peas and corn, not a whole lot of it. I won't go into that. The genetics, the DNA of the food that you eat. String beans, Brussels sprouts, mixed colored peppers, green, yellow, red. You can get them pre-chopped. A lot of that, because there's not a lot of calories, but you do want to be filled up. Then spices. Cayenne pepper, the master herb, the king of the herbs, spice, and turmeric, and ginger, and garlic if your social situation allows for it. We got to be polite. Health matters, but courtesy matters too. So there's a range. I'm not talking about the recipe right now. I'm talking about the idea of it. apple cider vinegar and something called Bragg's amino acids. Is it the super duper health food that they say it is? I don't know. It's salty. It's sort of a soy sauce, only not quite that. It's supposed to have better benefits. A lot of marketing there. It's got a fair bit of sodium, but if that's not a problem with you, it's a much better way. Salt, if you need it, to taste. Sometimes mine is just kind of bland, and then I'll add a little bit, not a lot. I'm jealous of the amount of salt that I would use. The point is, bring it to a good flavor. All those seasonings, and I'm not even talking about basil and spices, herbs. The idea is to get this nutrient source into your bloodstream, and you're so far ahead of the game if you do that. Not all calories, so you may have to, and I do, I'll add olive oil. I haven't talked about beans or mushrooms or tomatoes, but all of these things you can add. There should be a wide variety. It doesn't have to be the same recipe every day. So that's briefly what to eat. 2 big nutritional sources in your day. And if you want to graze and snack and eat not great food in between, okay, you're taking care of the nutrition. And if you've got a weight issue, then you have to be more prudent about it. But right now we're not talking about weight issues. Peripherally we are. We're talking about get nutrients into your bloodstream. So that's all I have to say for now. Have a great day.